Hi, I'm Ms. Wickham, and I want to welcome you to our Region 4 virtual book club site. And I wanted to give you a little tour here just in case you're stumbling upon this site for the first time and I haven't walked you through it yet during our live book club meeting, or maybe you just want a little refresher on where you're supposed to go once you open up this site. So on our welcome page, you'll see this little logo for our Region 4 book club and then a quick trailer on why you should join book club. Then you'll see this very helpful page that says Start Here. And so once you click on that page, you'll see that it is a Flipgrid and reading interest survey. And anytime you see this drop-down menu, it'll give you a little bit more information on the directions. So I invite you to record a video of yourself, introducing yourself, your name, what school you go to, and what is one or more books that you enjoy. So you can see that I have a response there for you as an example. Then you also have a reading interest survey that you can complete right in this site. And you want to complete that reading interest survey just to help me and the other teachers that are running the book club to help get to know you better. And so it's just about your reading habits and just what you like to read. Okay, then next, the rest of the site really doesn't go in any sort of order. You can kind of jump around depending on what we're doing in our meeting or what you're interested in doing. Now for this video, I'm just going to go in order of the pages just to make it easier, but you can go out of order whenever you log onto this site. So next up are the official book club picks. So this is where I'm going to post what our book club picks are. Now when we've already picked one, I'll have the official pictures up here, but when we're trying to decide what our book club picks are, I will have these scavenger hunts for you to do. And these are created through ThingLink. And so there are different clues for you to click on to give you hints about what the book might be. So you'll see the directions right there. And then sometimes, like I say in the directions up here, if it's a song, that'll help set the mood for what the book might be. A picture might be a hint about a character or a setting. And then when you're ready to guess, you'll click on that question mark and it'll take you to the Google form. Now there are 2 ThingLinks, and that's because each month we read 2 books and we try to pick a mix of different genres so that way everyone can find something that they'd like each month. And then it tells you what the answer is after you make your guess, so that way you don't have to wait too long to figure it out. Next, I'm going to take you to our book discussions tab, and we're going to use these during our monthly live book discussions because even though we meet every single week, we only talk about our books in a structured way once a month. So like I said on the other page, you can click there for directions and it kind of tells you what you need to do. So here are some discussion questions that you can use, and you can easily click through right there to see different questions to help get you thinking with your group. And then you also have a notes page. Maybe if somebody prefers to take notes instead of instead of participating right away, that's a really good way to get started and to kind of capture what everyone talks about. I know that sometimes for really fun discussions, I wish that I had taken notes so that way I could remember all the great points that everybody made and the funny things that people said. So when you click on that, it will take you to creating a copy of the book club discussion just for you within your Google Drive, which is really helpful. Next up, you're going to click on What Should I Read? Or you're going to see the page, What Should I Read? And you'll notice there's a subpage on this one, so I'll just click on the main page for now. And that's going to take you to a bunch of book talks. So you can see that there are 4 book talks right there. We have White Rose, Amari and the Night Brothers, The Best at It, and The Magic Fish. So 3 of those are book talks that I created, not only because I think they're great books, but because they're good examples for how to come up with a book talk. And then the last one is a shared reading from the actual author of The Magic Fish. And so if you click on those, you can either watch or listen to them depending on the format. And if you wanted to give a book talk during our actual meetings, just casually talk about a book, you can fill out this Google form here and just request the date that you want to talk. And everyone's always excited to share what they're reading and to hear what other people are reading. So you should definitely sign up if you want to share the book talk that you want to do. Now, if you wanted to record your own book talk, you could click on that subpage, Book Talk Help. And I have a graphic organizer with an example, just a blank graphic organizer that would help you set up your book talk. So if you wanted to create a book talk that would allow you to add it to our site, that would be a really great place to start. So with our BookTok Help subpage, if you're interested in recording your own book talk, but you're not really sure where to start, this is a great page to get you started. So first off, I have a graphic organizer with an example based on the Hunger Games, so you can see how I set it up. And I also have a blank graphic organizer for you to use with some questions to help you figure out what you're supposed to say in a book talk. And I have a more detailed video right next to it that walks you through that graphic organizer. And if you keep scrolling down, you might be unsure of how you're supposed to record it if you've never recorded a video before. So on all of your school computers, you have Snagit installed. So I have a video here to help you get started on recording through Snagit. And then I also have, maybe you just want to do a quick audio recording. You don't want to have to worry about a visual. Vocaroo is a great way to record a book talk through that. And then if you wanted to use a recording software like Loom, I also have a helpful video to get you started recording on Loom as well, with links to those resources. And then once you've recorded your book talk, it would actually go under our What Should I Read page, and I will add those book talks there, so that way anyone stumbling upon our Google site could kind of come there for ideas for what they should read next. All right, the next page that we have is fun and games. And so there are a lot of games on here, but at the top, some of you might be interested in journaling or keeping track of what you're reading. So I have a reading tracker here that's in a Google spreadsheet that I designed. So you can click there to make a copy, and then there are all sorts of ways that you can track your reading habits digitally if maybe journaling or something artistic by hand is not really your thing. I use that reading tracker on my own, and I find it really helpful just to see what I'm reading, how much of what genre I'm reading. I just like to see what I read throughout the year. And if you'd like to keep track on paper instead, there is a free bookshelf from Starts at 8 that you can print out, and you can color in the books that you read and write in the titles on your bookshelf that I've also done before, that I think is really fun to keep track of what you're reading. And now for the games. So I have some traditional Kahoot games there, and those will be swapped out and switched up as people play through them, and they are assigned. So that way we don't have to be in our club meeting to play them, but you can kind of play them on your own and see who gets what score, which I think is pretty fun to do even when it's not something that you're doing live. And you may have seen this already on our library site, but you can actually create your own pixel art. And you can click here to make a copy of that Google spreadsheet, and you can kind of draw your own pixelated artwork using the Google spreadsheet, which is pretty cool as well. And then at the bottom, if you just would like to do a jigsaw puzzle for a very famous book cover, you have the option to do that as well, which is pretty fun. So that's at the bottom. Next, we have the chat. And this should give you a place to talk with people within book club when maybe you want to get a hold of people or you want to start a conversation, but you don't exactly want to do it through a group chat or through an email, but you just kind of want to throw it out there to the whole book club. And I think that's great to kind of keep everyone included in our bookish chats, because you never know what books someone might also have similar distaste or love for. So I added a couple examples there. And even though this is Padlet, it's a little bit different than what you're used to. It's just a post at the bottom, so they don't post like sticky notes. You don't have formal questions there. I do have a question there just to get people started, but it's really just kind of an open forum for you all to talk about books with each other, which I think is going to be pretty fun. And the last one is probably my favorite page on our virtual book club site. It's called Ex Libris. And that means from the books. And I thought that would kind of be a cool way to and you'll notice it's got like a secret doorway here through a bookshelf. This would be where I might put our deliverables or our creatives from our actual live book club meetings. So I have some examples here from previous book clubs. Here's a Jamboard where people added the books they thought everyone should read for September, sorted by genre. So that'd be a way for people to kind of go back and look at that, and you could pop it out and make it bigger. And then a game that has been pretty popular in years past is called Consequences, and they usually lead to pretty funny stories. So I put one of the funny stories here. So that would be where I would put some of those really fun inside joke games that we play throughout the year, so that way you can have access to them whenever you need to. So I really appreciate you taking the time to take a look at our virtual book club site, and I cannot wait to see you in our live meetings. Happy reading!